Hello, welcome to the Cloud Factory. Today I'm going to teach you how to cut and stitch our pencil skirt. Remember, we made the patterns in my previous video, so if you didn't watch it yet, I'm going to leave you the link in the description box, and also at the end of this video it will be appearing on your screen. I have my fabric here, is linen, and from here is 1 meter, is the amount of fabric you are going to need. And here you have the width of the fabric. This fabric is 1.5 meters wide, so that's why with 1 meter it will be enough for our skirt. I'm going to fold it in this way, in half. Here I have 2 layers of fabric, and here in the other side I have the folded side of the fabric. So here in the folded side, exactly aligned with the fold, I'm going to put my front pattern because I need one piece of it. My pattern is also parallel to the lengthwise grain of the fabric. In this side I'm going to put my back pattern, and then I'm going to cut my pieces. In the base I have already the seam allowance we mark in the pattern, so cut it like that. Here in the top add 1 centimeter or 1.5 for seam allowance, and also in the side you need to add the seam allowance as much as you want. I am adding 1.5 centimeters. In the back is the same. Remember, in the top you need to add, and in the side you also need to add seam allowance, but the base and the central line of the pattern we have the seam allowances already marked in the pattern. Now I'm going to take one of the pieces of my remaining fabric, fold it in this way, and I'm going to cut the facings of the waist. Here in the folded side I'm going to put the front facing. You can also put this on bias if you want, so you can stitch it easily if you have trouble stitching curves. So one piece in the folded side for the front facing, consider 1 centimeter or 1.5 for seam allowance in all around, and for the back facing 2 pieces. Also you need to add the seam allowance because it's not in the pattern. Now we are going to make these marks in the lines for the seam allowance like this. Just fold following the line of the pattern and make these small cuts, triangular cuts, so you will know where to start stitching and your skirt will be perfect. Now to cut the lining of our skirt, I have my lining fabric here. I fold it in the same way I fold my main fabric, and I'm going to cut with the front pattern the same I used for the skirt. I remove it. Here in the base I'm going to trace a line 2 centimeters upwards away from the baseline, and I'm going to cut here because remember the lining is shorter. In this side I'm going to cut my piece with the pattern I traced specifically for the back lining. So cut the front in this way with seam allowances in the top and in the side. The back is the same, seam allowances here, and the base is as in the pattern. Don't add anything. Also the central line as in the pattern. Also we are going to mark our seam lines in this way. Do this in every seam allowance you have, so you will not make any mistake or have any error while stitching your skirt and the facings. I remove my patterns from my pieces, and now, if their majesties allow me, I'm going to stitch this skirt. So I here have all my pieces ready. I prepare them. How I prepare them? Well, I give in all around my pieces an overcasting stitch, and I transfer the darts from my patterns in the main fabric and also in the lining fabric. Here I have my facing pieces, nothing to do other than mark the stitches lines or the seam allowance lines. Now here I am marking the seam allowance. Obviously I am marking the darts and the seam allowances in the wrong side of the fabric. So in the main fabric pieces, mark the seam allowances in the center like this and trace it. And now fold by that line, exactly by that line. Do it slow, be careful that you are folding exactly in the line and press it. For now we are going to press only in the top part where we are going to put our zipper. To put the zipper, here I have the right side of my fabric in this side. And here I have my zipper. This is the right side of the zipper. I'm going to put it facing the wrong side of my fabric like this, and I'm going to stitch here and here. Obviously only taking the seam allowance like this. When you folded the folded fabric, it doesn't have to cover the teeth of the zipper, obviously. So place it in that way and put some pins, and then stitch here in this line, not so close of the teeth of the zipper, and do the same in the other side. So here I have it. I am going to use my presser foot for zippers. For normal zipper you can use also the invisible zipper foot, and I am stitching, as you can see here, near of the teeth but not so near. Close it a little so you can continue stitching till the end. And there you have it. As you can see here, the fabric is not covering the zipper, so it will not get stuck when you open it. In the other side I'm going to do the same, so put your zipper in this way, taking only the seam allowance, put them together, check that the fabric is not covering the zipper teeth, and pin it in this way. Now we are going to stitch this line, only taking the zipper and the seam allowance. In this case I had to change my zipper presser foot to the other side, but that depends on the kind of presser foot you have. And there you have, your zipper is ready. Now we are going to stitch this segment from the end of the zipper to the starting point of my slit. So fold your skirt in this way and stitch here until reach this angle where your slit will start. There, give a reverse stitch and then press your seams open. I have another video showing how to do this, the lining with the zipper. I'm going to leave you the link in the description box in case it's difficult for you to see it in black fabric. Here you can watch also that video, is exactly the same process. Okay, now we are going to close our darts. As I showed you before, I marked in all my patterns. So now just fold by the central line of the dart and stitch by one of the side lines of the dart. Remember, you have to mark the darts in the wrong side of the fabric, like this, and do the same to close all the darts in our skirt. We have two darts in the front, one dart in every piece for the back, and the same for the lining, two in the front and one for each piece of the back. The lining, it will be like this. The wrong side of the lining is facing the wrong side of my main fabric. So now we are going to, following this line, this angle line, I'm going to extend it until it reached the 1.5 centimeters I have here for seam allowance. So measure from here to here 1.5 centimeter, and until that level trace this angle line following the line we have already and cut like this. Like this. So in other words, like cut following the angle line by 1.5 centimeters or about that. And then press it. Here fold it also and press it. And you are going to get this. We are pressing to the wrong side of the fabric, as you can see here. Do the same with the other back piece. And now we are going to attach the lining to the zipper. So this piece is going here. I'm going to take the seam allowance of the lining and the seam allowance of the main fabric together, like this, and I'm going to pin it and stitch it in the just in the place where I have my zipper. You have to overlap the lining piece on the main fabric piece in a way that the lining piece is out for about 0.5 centimeter. So in that way, stitch here and the lining will not cover the zipper. Like this. So when I fold it to each side, the lining is not covering the zipper. I'm going to do the same with the other side. It has to be like this. So I have to take my seam allowance from this side together with the seam allowance of the main fabric like this. And here you can see I am overlapping the lining fabric, and the lining fabric is up for about 0.5 centimeter. It doesn't have to be aligned. It has to be like this, so the lining will not cover the zipper. And there you have it. You must have something like this. The zipper have to be free. Now from this point to this point, I'm going to do the same that I did with my main fabric. I'm going to stitch my both lining back pieces together. Just take the seam allowances together like this, and we are going to stitch here. You can see it also from this point of view. In one side I have the main fabric, in the other side I have the lining piece. Take the seam allowances together like this and stitch from the end of the zipper to the starting point of the slit. Do it with the same color of your fabric, the thread and your fabric, so you will have a professional look. I am using this color only to show you. Now press it well and you will get this. This part I'm going to finish it by hand with invisible stitch later, but for now I'm going to close with the front pieces, the lining and the skirt. So put it in this way, facing the right sides of the fabric. Take the two lining pieces together, the front and the back, and stitch the sides of the skirt. Here one side, and the other side. And your lining is closed, as you can see here. Now we are going to do the same with the main fabric. So put the front piece on it and stitch the sides. Take only, obviously, the two layers of the main fabric. Stitching one side here. and the other side. And you will have this. The facing is closed apart and the main fabric is closed apart. The wrong sides of our fabrics are out. Now I'm going to turn it to the other side like this. Keep the lining inside. Take it from the waist and set it well like this. Now we only have to finish the hems and the waist facings. First, we are going to finish the hem of the main fabric. For this, we are going to fold it. Here I have the right side, so unfold the seam allowance. Fold it to the right side, following exactly the same fold line we have marked already, like this. Pin it there and mark your hem. 2.5 centimeters is what we gave in the pattern, so I'm marking here 2.5 centimeters. And I'm going to stitch this small line here. Once you stitch it, cut the excess of seam allowance here, like this. And then just fold it, turn it to the right side, like this. Take the corner out, and you will have this. Do the same in the other side, and now stitch what is remaining of the hem. But first I'm going to hem the lining. Just fold it to the wrong side and make a normal hem. For the main fabric hem, I am using a blind hem presser foot, but you can do this also by hand. What I don't recommend is make a normal hem by machine because it doesn't look professional. So do it in this way, or using this presser foot. For brother machines is the R foot. So use it or do it by hand with invisible stitch. Now press it well, and also press the sides seams open in the lining and also in the main fabric. I'm going to make some cuts here so it will help me to finish my lining properly. I am finishing just sewing it with an invisible stitch by hand, and I am taking the lining piece and only one layer of the main fabric, obviously, and you will get something like this. Obviously you do it with the same color of your fabric. Now we are going to attach the facing pieces in the waist. So here I have the front facing and here I have the back facings. So matching the side lines of this is the central lines of the facings. This is the side, this is the side. So I'm going to match the side lines of my facings like this, facing right sides of the fabric if your fabric has a right side, and stitch here and here. So we are building one piece facing in this way. Press the seams open, and there you have it. You must get something like this. It's a curved line. Now to stitch it to the waist, you are going to set it facing the right sides of the fabrics together like this, and we are going to stitch here. But first you are going to stitch the front, and then one piece of the back, and then the other piece of the back. Pin it together so it will be perfect when you stitch it, And remember, the side seams, it has to match, it must match the facing seams with the skirt seams, so your garment will look professional. So that's why first stitch the front and then the back facings. Now fold the seam allowances of the facing in the side and also here in the bottom part. Press it well, press it so well. If you need, you can give an basting stitch in the bottom part, so it will be easy for you to fold it, but no need. It's not a deep curve we have here. So now fold it by the waistline and press it so well also, and finish it by hand with invisible stitch as well, taking only the lining and the facing piece together. Do the same. Do this all along the facing piece to finish your skirt, and there you have it. Here I have the lining in the bottom part and the facings and the lining in the top part. Now here, if you need, you can attach a hook. I put a bra hook. You can also use a loop buttonhole and a button as you prefer. If you need, sometimes the zipper reach the top. And I made this beautiful bow. You can make it also. The tutorials are all over the internet. Just search for sailor bow, and if you make it, stitch it here just in the top part of our slit in the back side of the skirt. And your skirt is ready. It looks like this and the lining looks like this. I hope you like this tutorial and this skirt. If it's like that, don't forget to share it with someone that you know who would like it. Check the description box below this video, please, because there I'm going to give you all the links you need to make this skirt perfect. Thank you for watching my videos once again. Happy stitches for everyone, and I will see you the next time.